Hey, Culture Changers, what's up? It's Kip. I'm in Denver, and I finally got to sit down and hang out with Karen Labor, who is a RN who's been teaching for us since like 2013. She was here because she's with Cascade now, also part-time teaching, and I wanted to see her thoughts on DT4EMS's EVE. So I finally got it on camera. Let's check out what she had to say. Hey everybody, it's Kip with DT4EMS, and I'm here in beautiful Denver, Colorado. Finally got to meet up with someone that I've been after for quite some time to get her on film. But this is Karen, and she's been an instructor since, what was it, 2013 now?
2013, yeah.
Lopez came up there, right? And then, so of course everybody loves Lopez when you see it, and you see Matt go, oh my God, it's The Rock or Vin Diesel. But anyway, after you had taken the program, you'd actually wrote up a thing that we shared on social media because you work in a very famous or trauma center that people know around the world as a respectable place. And you wrote a comment that said, we get to do our jobs again, or we get to love to do our jobs again. Remember that?
Yeah.
And which made me go, that's exactly, that's it. Now, but when you've been teaching, how did your people respond to you when you've been teaching the material?
Well, it's been an awesome ride, actually. And before we started teaching this and taking this and really ingraining this into changing our culture in the emergency room, the lines between the altruism that you possessed going into this position, going into this job, and victimization were it was one and the same.
Altruism and victimization most certainly have gone hand in hand. We've shared a bunch of pictures on that on social media.
Yeah, it was definitely one and the same. And so your job satisfaction, going in and wanting to save everybody and loving what you do, and I love being a nurse, turned very much into me versus them. And you lost that empowerment, you didn't have it. And after we started teaching this class, it was just incredible to see staff smile again, and they got to be nurses. It wasn't Fight Club anymore.
But that's important because what you said is huge. So they get to start thinking again and go, wait a minute, because you have to admit that once we remove the weight that's on their shoulders that has people who, first of all, have very little to no training on how to control someone who's truly violent. And then take that part away from them and say, look, you don't have to do that because that's not us. And we just speak the truth. And what's interesting is, would you agree that the nurses, as you would talk, you could see their heads bob. They're like, but that's true. And that's true. And so at the end of the day, because, and no disrespect to anybody else, but to be an RN, you have to be pretty intelligent. Silly in other parts, but pretty intelligent. But so these are smart people in an audience that have been forced to victimization that really isn't true, because the meaning, the belief that they have to be victims isn't true. And so I think it's pretty great, because if we were to, can you stand for a second? We'll stand up and show them kind of like our size. So I wrote the program. I'm supposed to be a martial artist, and then but. So would you agree that guys my size have taken classes with you teaching? And did they believe you by the time you were done?
By the time we were done, they sure did, yeah.
So you don't have to be some big, strong, scrapping dude like this cat over here with his, sporting his, 28-inch waist with his 57-inch chest, So to be come back over here. We're over here. Our lady camera lady here is all like, now she's. We'll get that later. But anyway, the point is that you don't have to be some tough guy to escape a violent encounter. People have that confusion between winning a fight and winning in self-defense. And then when we tell them the truth, you see the light bulb come on, and they go, oh my gosh.
That's exactly what it was a light bulb. Things just started to make sense, and it was very confusing. One of the most powerful things that I heard in our training was you can inflict acts of medical care on people, and learning or unlearning that was a huge hurdle, both for me and for people initially. But now that we have begun to change that culture, and several years down the road, we're there, and it's just incredible. Our staff retention is much higher, the staff satisfaction is much higher. People feel safe at work, they feel supported. It's empowering for the staff, but also for the patients now, because we give them a choice.
There you go. So
it's been incredible.
Because you're not trying to force me to do something I don't want to do.
Right.
As a person that's supposed to be a patient, and then at the same time, you're not forcing staff to do something that they shouldn't have been doing.
Right.
But when you we talk about the, whether it be staff satisfaction, patient satisfaction, all that stuff kind of goes together. But in the big scheme of things, it all has to go back to culture.
Right.
Every bit of it.
Yeah.
Because educated people that watch this right now, with their nurse, a paramedic, a doc, would you not agree that if we come in and we do even a short presentation like we did here at the safety conference, that people start going, whoa, wait a minute, their brain goes, wait a minute, there's more to this than the punching and kicking or the gun and knife club, right? But if you had, say, another RN working in an ER or a trauma center somewhere, and they had been, looking for something, is there a reason why maybe you should, or is there anything you would want them to know about maybe looking at DT4EMS EVE for their hospital staff or their ED staff? What would you say to anybody? I know, guys, by the way, everything is off the cuff here. I just, I'm like, hey, look, would you do me a favor and let me put you on camera, because I've been trying to get one for forever. But if there was anything that you thought maybe another nurse would like to hear that might make them at least investigate the subject a little more.
They're worth it. They are worth it. Their safety is worth it. Staff safety is always first. And until you can empower your staff and make them feel valuable, you're never going to get there. And there are several trainings that other hospitals will teach that so many fine motor skills, and it's so technical, and there is a right and a wrong in those trainings. And in this one, it's the way that we teach it, it's all right, and it's simple, and everyone's worth it.
So,
it is constantly moving forward.
But we're a talk-only class then?
No.
But are we a kill a man in 3 moves class?
Well, I sure hope not.
Because that's usually what we see.
It's not about, we're nurses, and when I say the line between altruism and victimization gets blurred so frequently in this field, it's so common. And to learn how to escape these situations, and that we don't have to engage, we're here to care for people when they want to be cared for. And learning that is just, it's so empowering for, like I said, for staff and the patients.
Well, and
their families.
Yeah, true victims will attest to that. Would you agree then, because one of the things that I try to share with people, and I didn't know this was the truth for several years, but would you agree if people actually employ the tactics that we teach, that they would rarely ever need the techniques that we teach? Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I speak from a lot of experience with that.
Because if it's no different than getting cancer. Well, if we didn't get it, that whole why is it we can use the ounce prevention is worth a pound of cure for anything else if people will listen, but you apply it to violence and they're like, no, how do I've got to learn how to kill a man in 3 moves. Well, then you sure as hell ain't going to learn that from a class that you're getting somewhere else, but you better be training regularly, because human conflict is dynamic, is it not?
Right.
And if we give people, would you agree that if we give people the opportunity to be a critical thinker, the same as we would with every other obstacle or duty that they have on the job, that if we have a critical thinking, true critical, do you think we're making true critical thinkers, I guess is what I'm trying to get at with our program?
Yes, because we teach the steps. A big part of this class is about customer service.
But it sounds corny. People will go,
it does sound
it's
corny.
customer service.
Sound corny,
That's
but
they don't
it's
realize
just
how it
like
plays
with
in.
patients. Patients want to be heard, and if you don't learn to establish good communication, it's just going to continue to escalate, and then it does turn into Fight Club. If people don't have the tools that they need to not engage and to de-escalate, you can de-escalate verbally, and when it doesn't de-escalate verbally, the great thing about this class is you learn how to get out of those situations, because there's no reason for you to stay at that point.
Not when we're on the job. That's not our place.
Worst case scenario, if you are trapped in those situations, it's how to survive. And that's some of the most valuable things. Speaking from experience, working, they don't call it the Knife and Gun Club for no reason. Where I
That's
work,
right.
has kept me in this role and kept me happy.
And speaking of that, and now you're also doing some work with Cascade.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yes.
So,
awesome training company. Yeah.
And Cascade's got places in multiple states, if I'm not mistaken.
They do, all up and down the West Coast. So
all
Washington, California, Oregon, Colorado. Yep.
So, which is going to be very cool, because then we'll add some links to Cascade's information in this video, and then that way you guys can reach out. But not only would you be able to reach out directly and ask her, her opinions on the program, but get a chance to see some of the other offerings that Cascade may have to offer your staff. But with that, I'll go ahead and stop putting her on the hot seat. And but it's been great, and I'm so glad to finally get to
very nice
meet you in person
yeah.
for real. But with that, guys, I'm Kip T. Swart. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Take care.